All right, what's going on, guys? Jamil the Investor, and today is September 29th. Um, Today is September 29th. As you can see today, I'm already looking for longs. Again, this is another recording of how we really break down the investor's trading profile system. It's a 5-step process system. Okay, so I got 5 steps. Okay, we already have the first two kind of laid out. Again, if you're completely unaware about it, if you're completely in the dark, first and foremost is understanding the playing field, so finding your levels. Two is having and finding bias in terms of finding price action that supports the bias or the thesis that you're kind of looking for. 3 is simply waiting for 10 a.m. and then 4 is what it is that we're on right now, where we wait for a sweep down to this area and a sweep above or below, and then a retest, which is our 5th one, would actually indicate our level of execution. All right, so today I'm very unsure about our pivot level. Why? Because previous price action in the past, we have not had too much of a strong reaction here. This was back in September of so this was 22nd of last week, I believe, and we didn't really get too much of a retest. I mean, we got something, but again, not really what I'm looking for in terms of a strong signal. But that's the best thing that we can go off of. And right now, beyond the retest, we still need a sweep of this area in some way, shape, fashion, or form. So unless we get that, we're really sitting on our hands right now. But let's see what how time works for us. Again, if we have a sweep below and a retest, that means we are targeting 66.73 for the day. And if we have a sweep and a retest above, that means we're targeting 67.52 for the day. So, all right. So I actually just took some time to do a little bit of homework from our previous levels that we have. Again, I think the 4-hour time frame is best on how we do this. And our initial bias is actually believing that this is going to push up, but I can see that there's a lot of resistance coming from here, and it's just a little fishy at this point, because right now questioning the pivot level, but I don't think that the pivot level is the issue here. It's this right here. So if we actually come over at our buy support areas, we can actually see that in the event that this pushes down, we can see a confirmation to the downside. But again, prior to this move right here that we see major resistance, we see a rise, but again, we see resistance, and again, of course, here, and then we're seeing the exact same thing here. So we're having an update of that. That is our only change to our game plan for the day. But again, the same thing still stands. Find your levels. Identify price action that supports the bias or the thesis that you're looking for after 10 a.m. Wait for a pivot of wait for a sweep of the pivot area, and then after the sweep, wait patiently for a retest to execute. So let's see if we can get that for the day. All right, beyond this point, looks like we're getting our sweep. No decision yet, but again, we're getting to our sweep area, because previously I was gunning for the 67.22 area, and I'm actually glad that we didn't. So yeah, let's keep it moving. Like I'm really him, man, really him. You just filling in, man. I got a blood, can I get a lot? I took some out to get it right. And this is, and just to make a note, this is why the last step is so important, because just because you see a sweep doesn't mean that this can't carry its way back up. You know, I think some people will kind of call this the stop hunt process when it comes to price action. Just because you see a sweep does not mean that that's time for you to get in a position. A lot of times, the first move is probably the wrong one. So. All right, we finally got our sweep, which is solid. Beyond this point is the last phase, and that's simply a slight drop in a retracement back to the pivot level. In this case, for our short window, it is 67.12, 67.11.75. Should we close below this, and am I speaking too soon? Um, this is still up in the air until this probably closes. I'm at this point thinking that this is probably going to shoot down, and then, like I said, beyond that, we just want to retest for our short segment. But again, that still may change because of this, so that's what I'm paying attention to. Waiting game continues. Do you feel the same way, baby? Yeah, we definitely vibe out to the jams while we trade. We definitely vibe out. All right, so we finally got a successful sweep. The only thing that we're looking for beyond this point is a retest. If we get a clean one, then we'll short 67.12 or 67.11.75 all the way down to 66.73 with a stop of 67.22. So we actually just got in. I actually forgot that we put this on pause, but yeah, we're in. We're now just gonna see how this plays out and stuff. So yeah. Again, the main reason why we chose and stuck to it again is because we got our levels, we got our sweep, and we have this slight retest right here. It's very small, so we're gonna go ahead and take a stab at it. Honestly, I'm not the most confident when it comes to this small retest. These are probably the most difficult ones to really see because they're so tiny. But again, yeah, we're just gonna see how this plays out. All right, it's been a long wait at this point. Beyond this, the only job that we have to do is simply just manage the risk beyond this point. Ideally, I want to break below this before I decide to adjust, but I also don't want a retracement further back up here because at that point, I really think that the play would be a dead mission. So what it is that we're actually going to do is adjust our stop to 67.18 or 67.18.50. And beyond that, our only job is just to simply manage until we get to break even, then the job's done. So back to waiting, I guess. And yes, I am back after getting some food. Okay. Gotta do something to keep your mind busy and just letting the process play out. That's one thing that I definitely will say. Um, Now, of course, managing my risk on my phone and everything, but the whole bottom line is you have to. One thing that I've realized, and I've seen other traders, I've seen them trade. Sometimes they'll walk away and stuff, but for the most part, I always hear traders either just walk away, or if they look at it for so long, then at some point they're going to try and convince themselves that it's wrong. I've been I've been guilty of that myself, and the best way of how to do that is knowing and understanding that you cannot it isn't your job to be right. Your job for the most part is to simply administer or deploy the strategy and keep the shit moving. Okay? If that's all that you need to do, then that's just what needs to be done. Okay? Let's move our stop loss once again, because like I said, at this point we're just doing damage control. And in the process, we are going to sit back and just watch the play out. I think beyond this, oh Jesus Christ, I just realized something. Oh, that is so crazy. I don't have my group trading on, so this is only good for one account. Damn. I mean, if this plays out, it actually might be, I think, like $1,900, $2,000 on full TP. But anywho, break of 67.0150, which is the previous market close. I think we're gonna move our stop loss to pretty much break even, and then just let time do its thing. So, real big bummer though, because we actually just bought another evaluation last night, and prepared everything, but I guess we're still working on the one that we have at this current time and moment. So, I guess better luck tomorrow. I think we might get our flush soon. I really think we might get our flush down 67.01 very soon. Almost there. Almost there. I'm not gonna lie though, I really am a little blown for real, because my second account was not copied onto this, but all right. All right, our stop loss is pretty much break even. If this doesn't end up working out, then it'll be a $50 play of money loss, I guess. So see how that goes. This trade has literally we've been in for, I think, almost 2 hours, or yeah, about 2 hours or so. We've been waiting for 2 hours for this trade to play out. Not usually what it is that we go for, but I think this is important. Why? Because trading takes a lot of patience. If you think that every single day is going to be like a 5, 10, 15 minute, 30-minute trade session, and then you just go about your goddamn day, somebody is selling you a pipe dream. I mean, and again, that's contingent based off of what I guess whatever goals you have. If it's to make a couple hundred like this, great. You can definitely be out. But if it's definitely to master your process, then you might be waiting a bit. I just realized it's already 2 o'clock. It's already almost 2 o'clock. This is for nine. It might be because of looming government shutdown, decision, whatever. But yeah, it's 1:48, bruh. Which is crazy as shit. I think I might decide to just take this for the day and then just keep it moving for real. That's why you see me always fluctuating back between this level because um, market close is not breaking at all, and yeah. Yeah, we're gonna close out right here. Very big letdown, but hey, I guess we are in profit by 200 for today. Yeah, and that's the exact thing that we were looking for. Again, oh man, I mean, it's Monday, I guess, but today's price action is terrible. Um, I don't know beyond this. I mean, this is still solid because at the end of the day, I mean, great. Um, but the whole bottom line is that we followed the process. Um, Worked out in terms of us managing our risk, which is great. I also tried this on an option play, and I remember why I hate options. Personally, if you're trying to do options and try to make the same thing work, it's very different. I'm not going to say that it's different, but you're dealing with time decay of your money, and I think that's the biggest thing. Opposed to futures, you're just it's just a waiting game, It's literally just a waiting game. But yeah, that's probably the biggest thing that I was concerned about. Beyond this point, I wouldn't be surprised if we actually head back up. I think we're heading up into the next 4 hour candle, so maybe we're not sticking around for that. We are not sticking around for that at all. So today this could have actually been plus 400. Again, who knows? What could be a little bit of a surprise, this could actually overtake itself into the PM session at 2 o'clock. Maybe do one of these numbers. But this also has the possibility of happening as well. Again, I guess the 6701 area was the main thing to worry about for the day. So just as a tight review to close out. Again, this was the play that we did for the day, and again, it's a 5-step process. Okay, as you can see, when it comes to, we can just go. Actually, I'm gonna hide this right now. As you can see, we actually categorize our price action levels in folders on TradingView. You have absolutely no idea how helpful doing this does, because if you're anything like me, your chart can get real jumbled up if all of these are enabled. Like if I can real quick, right? If I were to enable every last one of these and have them visible, you don't know what, you probably don't know what the hell you probably don't know what the hell is going on, right? Whereas opposed, and I found this very helpful after a while, is just categorizing them in folders and then just making the markets itself. But again, very first step, determining your playing field. Find your 3 levels, your high, your low, your pivot point, which determines your long or your short. Find areas that support the bias that you're pushing for. One thing that I do see immediately, and this is probably the reason why it kind of stopped here, the initial bias that we had was actually this pushing further down.
And unfortunately, the only thing that it probably did, yeah, I would have personally loved to see this go a lot lower, in all honesty, but I'm guessing that is probably the best thing that it could do. Who knows? But this was the bias area that we were pushing for this morning. So again, we had our resistance by which we adjusted to and everything, and then afterwards we were kind of hoping for another subsequent push down that we saw on the 24th and the 18th of September. At that point, it's just simply going to the 5-minute, waiting till after 10 a.m. Waiting for the sweep in the pivot area, and then for a retest, and that's how things played out. Good news is, the bad news is our full profit target did not play out. Had it did, it would have been $1,900, and I probably would feel a lot worse by not having both trades being put on it. But at the same time, good news is we made $200 out of it. Okay, so this has been our live trade for the day. I definitely will catch you guys in the next one. Again, if you need help when it comes to having a defined system for yourself, by all means, join the Investor Hub community. Okay. Again, this 5-step process may not only be good when it comes to managing your risk, but also at the same time, this is the 5-step process that we had implemented amongst our clients to help them produce over $3,000 a month in profits. Okay, so if you are trying to become a better trader, if you're trying to utilize something that you know will get you and lead you to the result every single time, provided that you follow it, then this is probably the closest thing. We do not use indicators, but simply we understand the process that leads you to an A+ trade. We do not focus on the A+ trade, but we focus on what are the characteristics and the qualities of it. Okay. So again, if you have interest in that, feel free to click the link in the bio. Feel free to subscribe for more trading and investing content. And more importantly, be sure to give us a like if you found this video helpful. Okay. I'll see you guys in the next one.